Trey picking Kalel over Trace.
That's classic.
Crazy.
That's classic. And it was funny. We were in New York just literally this weekend, and I was like, we're literally out there, and we're walking down the street, and I just remember it. I go, Trace, listen to this, and I'm like, yo. I'm like, Trace, I was on a podcast with Gallo. And I asked him who on what ex teammate. Yeah, I asked him what ex teammate would he want to play with again, and he said, Khalil. And Trace was quiet for a second. He goes, see, I'm done with you. And dude, it was hilarious. He was like, "No, bro." He's like, "But why did I say that? Why did I say that? Why did I say that?" And then he gave his reasoning of like why, because he didn't have the ball in his hands as much. And I was like, "Nah, but he said you could just throw it up there and he'd get it." And he's like, Trace is like I wouldn't go up there and get it. But yeah, that was good. He was like, "See, bro, see, BS." He's like, "Did you even say Miller?" And I was like, dude, I would not want you to say me. You need to say Trace Jackson Davis.
He said Cody Zeller too.
He did say Cody Zeller, yeah.
Which is really, really interesting because another big.
Right? I guess any guard loves a good big.
Yeah.
Who could just hold it down for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
stuff like that.
Especially with like the positions that Trey's been put in kind of a little bit over the past couple of years. Like having a good, reliable big down low is like.
Yeah, because he gambles a lot.
Do you think that's why him and Trace become like? I mean, they're good friends outside of just basketball.
Yeah,
that's got to be one of the reasons why. It's like there's just so much trust in each other.
There's a lot of trust. Like that's why me and Trace improved from our first to second year.
Yeah, because you not really trust. Buddy ball, but like close to buddy ball.
It was close to buddy. Like, it was a trust knowing that when he had the ball on the block, he knew where I was, and he knew that my guy was thinking. He knew what my defender was thinking, whether he's going to help and give up a three and get yelled at for by his coach for letting the shooter get a three, or go double, and it's done. So it gave him some trust, and it gave me trust knowing that, like, well, if my guy takes one step that way, he's throwing it. Like, yeah. So it's definitely a trust thing. Like, you just build that over time.
Yeah. I mean, he's a fun guy.
Really fun guy.
He's
really fun guy.
Has fun all the time.
Energy, all just all-time energy. But that's also one thing I always was my last year is I was like kind of like trying to pull him along with habits, with discipline in terms of having the energy every day.
Yeah.
Because when you don't have that every day, there's slippage in everything. And you want to be known as the guy who's everyday guy. And for him, coming into like a leadership role, it's all about, being the reliable guy. And that's the next step for him. But, we talked about that, and he understands that. Now it's just like putting it into practice.
And he's like deaf in 1 year.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah, well, we talked about his hearing problems and how that like kind of caused some anger on the court because you're trying to call out switch
with
me because you're trying to call out switch and you can't hear out of his left ear.
Why can't he hear out of his left ear?
Well, because he's a DJ. No, he's not a DJ. But one of his hobbies is to make music and like house music, and so he blasts the tunes crazy. So
I guess you got to get in the zone. So like blasting the music is a part of it.
You got to get in the zone. But I think honestly, there's a correlation to how he plays the game of basketball and the music he creates. There's got to be something there that honestly I think it helps. Yeah. Last time we did something like this, it was 2 years ago. You remember that?
Yeah, it was me, you, and
was it Ship? No, I'm thinking the one where I was in a suit.
Yeah, it was just me.
Yeah,
it was me and you. Yeah,
yeah. It won't be crazy. Like that. Dude, how have things changed since then?
Wow. I mean, what was that? Your senior year? So my
first year, my
was
junior
your
year.
first year, so that was my sophomore year. Was that in the fall?
Yeah.
Wow. A lot, man.
We still really didn't know each other.
No, not really.
Yeah.
No, we weren't that close yet, but we're getting there.
Yeah, close.
The bond was forming. But no, I would say many things. Just basketball wise, non-basketball. I think just growing up, it's just like in college, it's my last year. Honestly, it doesn't even feel that long ago, but it does.
Right?
But it's just crazy how fast it goes.
Dude, it feels like yesterday that we were out, we were doing that stupid interview, and then just now we're here, bro.
Yeah.
It is your last year. How's your perspective changed, like as a player and as a leader, like in obviously within the team, but within, just the realm of life in general, being somebody who's older?
Yeah. I mean, I think about it a lot. I mean, I think just because of like the amount of time I've spent here. I mean, I'm going on my 5th year now, so it's like I look around and it's like, wow, I really am the oldest guy around here, and it's like at first, like 5 years ago, I was the youngest, and it just like you think that way, and it's like, okay, I'm the young guy, like I'm learning so much, but now it's like I'm finally in this moment where I'm like the guy that I need to help other people. And so it's like, it's been great to kind of just learn so many different things on the court and off the court. But I think just having that is going to help big time this year with the hoops. I mean, obviously being a part of this team, it's going to be special. So we got to make sure make sure the senior is done right.
No doubt. So when you talk about when you were the youngest guy here, your first year was COVID year, right? Your freshman year. Okay. Yep. I vividly remember our first time playing against each other.
I do too.
At Northwestern. Obviously, I remember that season, but I remember our first 3 conference games vividly because we went 3-0 Northwestern for whatever reason.
You won here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what has changed? I wouldn't say what has changed since then, but do you remember playing me? Because I remember playing you guys.
I do.
In the scout.
I remember you made a pull-up jump shot, and you said something to me, and I was like, "What did you just say?" I remember that, and I was like, "There's no way this guy just said something like that." I was like, "Who is this dude?" But you had the short hair.
I had a buzz, yeah.
I had the long hair.
That was what I remembered. You had the dude. Your hair was so
long. It was so long,
dude. It was flopping everywhere.
Yeah, it was wild. You guys in that 2-3 zone.
Yeah, that was the wildest game. I don't even know how we won that game.
Yeah.
And then I remember when you guys played at Northwestern, and you guys beat us on like the craziest.
Yeah, it was crazy. I didn't play.
You didn't? Was it?
Well, I played, but I didn't dive for a loose ball.
That's what it was. Yeah. So I remember Archie, because there were no fans.
Yeah.
I remember Archie screaming, bro.
Yeah.
Like something happened, and he was livid. So like anytime I make a shot on the other team, like I always look at the head coach on the other team to see what he's like does, because usually it's like, he makes a reaction because I'm a shooter and you're not supposed to give a shooter threes.
Yeah.
And so I made a shot, and I remember looking over at Archie and his body language, and he was sweating his ass off. And he stands up, or he's already standing up, and he's like, "What the?" And he's yelling and screaming, and I'm like, "Oh damn!"
Yeah, first half, I didn't dive on a loose ball. Went to the timeout. He's like, "You don't dive on that ball, you're not playing again." Didn't play me the rest of the game. That was probably my lowest minutes I've ever had at IU.
Really?
Was that game? I think I played 3 minutes or 4 minutes. And that was the lowest minutes I ever played.
Dude, I vividly remember that. I didn't know exactly why, but I I remember you being in the game, you not playing, and then I remember Ant coming in the game.
Yeah.
And that's when he had what, the fro?
Yeah. He had a beard. Yeah. It was tough times, man. Tough times. Weird times.
Oh man. Yeah, I remember that. That's nuts, man, because as you go through the coaches and the years, it just changes. Like I've always said, like, no team is the same, no role is the same, and no season is the same.
Right.
And it's crazy coming in as a freshman and playing 2 minutes and getting subbed out for not diving on a loose ball to now being in the position you are, dude. That's pretty sick.
Yeah. No, it's cool. And it's like just thinking about like all like the teammates I've had as well. You know, I always think about that. Just thinking I can do a better job of reaching out to old teammates. You know, because it's like those are your brothers. Like you gotta. But like obviously many got this transfer portal guys go separate ways and stuff. But doesn't hurt to check in. So it's just cool to think about all the teammates I've had. In the past years and how everyone's doing and stuff. So.
Dude, that's the coolest part. That's why me and you, for everybody out there, me and Trey have stayed very close because we'll send each other TikTok and Instagram reels.
Oh, yeah.
All hours of the night.
Oh, yeah. Whenever.
Literally like 3, 4 a.m. we'll just get a video sent to each other. And that's how you know, like, the relationship is close.
For sure.
And it grows. It's growing. Yeah. I felt like I was really included in the team my second year here when we started doing more stuff, and I kind of stepped out of like my comfort zone in terms of just like stuff outside of basketball, and because my first year I was kind of more like closed off and stuff, and like a little too like serious, which is like something I'm glad the last year I was able to improve on, and that's honestly something you helped me with. Yeah. And I never told you that, but just like being more, separating basketball and life to an extent helps you kind of play a little more free, which is
for sure.
Honestly, one of your gifts is like playing free and loose, and when you're doing that, dude, you're rolling. Yeah. This being your last year, you've had a wide range of coaches. Your dad coached you though, right?
Yep.
What was that like? It's him being his coach. Because I talked to Gabe a lot about his dad being his coach, and I'm curious what your experience was like.
No, it was great. Because I've just been around so much basketball my whole life. It's like it's part of our family. So it's like I didn't really think of it that much in the moment, because like he was always going to be my coach no matter what. It was my AAU coach growing up, like assistant coaches on the AAU teams. And I was always just at their practices, and that's honestly what really helped me out as a player, going to his practices, learning as much as I could from those guys and just playing with the older guys. And I think just having him as a coach, it was just great because we were to form that relationship on the court that you couldn't even tell like he was like my dad, because it was like he treated me like every other player, you know what I'm saying? Because we wanted to win together, and we were lucky enough to do that and win a state championship. So having those special moments are just incredible because, I have all my other teammates that were my AU teammates, and they all came to high school with me. You've met some of them and stuff. Yeah. And you see how tight we still are to this day, and I think he did a great job of really guiding that. And obviously his basketball knowledge is great too because he studies the game, has seen so much and been around so much of it. So it was really special to have that connection with him.
Is there stuff that you still think of today and remember, that stuff that he's told you or taught you, or whether it's like pivots or follow through on your shot or defense or spacing? I don't know.
Oh, for sure. He's like, obviously like a lot of the just fundamentals he taught me at a young age were great. I also think defensively he was very on me a lot, and that's why I think that's really took pride in playing defense because that was a big thing he really preached to me at a young age was you're not going to be able to play at the next level if you can't play on both ends. So I think that's one thing I've really learned from him and taken away. But another thing is that I think just the way he's instilled confidence in me. Like, there's nobody better than him that is able to do that for me. Like, when I'm going through tough times, hard games, it's just a little text that he sends that just reminds me, like, who I'm doing it for, and really, like, the way I can play, you know? Because when it's coming from someone that means the most to you, that's when it's real, and it helps you out a lot. And that's one thing that's really helped me out a lot, just him in my corner and just reminding me how much I've been doing this and what I need to do, you know?
Yeah, because in those times, man, we've all been there as a player and a competitor. You go through ups and downs and ebbs and flows, and you forget sometimes, like, why you're doing what you're doing,
Right.
how good you really are,
Yeah.
what you're great at. And like you said, all it takes sometimes is for someone who you believe in and you trust with your whole heart to believe in you.
Right.
Like I one of my, basketball mentors and guy I trust with my life in basketball is I always say he believed in me before I believed in myself.
Yeah.
And like when you have somebody like that, it's it's always like your rock you can go to.
For sure.
And that's awesome that you have that, bro.
Yeah. And just really simplifying it, like just because basketball players, and I mean, I'm definitely one that does this a lot, is just completely overthinking on many things. And the game of basketball is very simple. I mean, obviously there's many things you're responsible for, but if you think about it in the big picture, it's a simple game, and you can control a lot of the things on the court that can impact winning and stuff. So I think that's one thing that I really commend him on for helping me out. That's one thing I've been able to do here, is just kind of stay composed through the ups and downs with everything. When times get tough, just staying composed and playing my game.
Yeah, man, because you can't ride the wave of. And we talked about it a million times. You can't ride the wave of a season, of a game, of a performance, of a practice. Like, you remember my big time bounce back day?
Oh yeah,
come on.
You shouted it out. Let everybody know about it.
And it worked. It happened. Bounce back.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, man. BBBD.
Yeah.
For context, I had a really bad practice. I'm gonna look at this guy. Really bad practice one day, my senior year here. Horrible. And I told myself, coming in the next day, I said, guys, I had a really bad practice today, but I'm going to bounce back. So I coined the day as a BBBD day, big time bounce back day, BBBD. So that's what we were referencing to, BBBD day. But as a senior, and this is a question that I wish somebody asked me, and I know we're talking a lot about basketball and Indiana and the team, but this is more about like just personal, because I'm curious. Like what is this in the next 10 months? What does success look like to you, to Trey Galloway? And you can't say
Big Ten championship.
No.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's obviously that's everybody's answer, because that's everybody's goals,
Yeah.
But I mean, I think success would be just looking at the big picture, just leaving a really good legacy at Indiana, and going off on a really high note. I mean, because that's the reason I came back. Is to win, and to be remembered as a winner. So I think just leaving my legacy and leaving the program better than when I came into it, because it was definitely Indiana wasn't great when I committed, and it's home, and there's nothing better than me trying to see Indiana be at the top where it belongs. So obviously we've had a lot of ups and downs, but just like I said, I think a success would be being remembered as a winner, and going out as a winner this final year would be huge.
I like that, dude. You just got to control the controllables.
Yep.
That's
One day
it,
at a
man.
time.
One day at a time. Man. We've come a long way, man. We've come a long way.
Yes, sir.
I remember I get my first time ever like seeing anything about you. It was a Snapchat. I forget from who. But it was you, like, I don't exactly remember, but they were like, this is your new teammate. And it was you, like, in the gym, like, doing something. And like maybe a dunk or, like, something, like, just athletic. And I was like, all right, now. Like, I remember playing against this guy.
Yeah.
Had the long hair. And we just kind of just, like, run around and play defense and always just, like, you know, just bringing energy. And, you know, when I got here, your, like, demeanor has changed from, I feel like, and you could tell me if I'm wrong, but my first year here was more of how I saw you is, like, you saw yourself as with a bunch of new people in, you were just trying to, like, figure it out, just like all of us were.
Yeah.
And you could tell me if I'm wrong, but it just seemed like you went from, you know, trying to figure it out to, and not just figure it out, but like figure yourself out as a basketball player, to then being, you know, comfortable in your role and understanding like the big picture of, you know, a team and a season. And that's why I always loved playing with you, is because I could tell, you could see, it's like, you know, Scarface. It's like the eyes, Chico. They never lie. So, like, I could always tell in your eyes in a game and in practice, like, when you had it, like, when it was on. And I know you could tell the same about me, and that's why, like, it was always the most fun playing with you and Trace and Race and those guys. Is like, you know, when you look in somebody's eyes in that huddle and you see, like, someone who's just, like locked in. There's nothing like it. And so we had just, you know, that just reminded me. We had some interesting like routines, right? And like they're not superstitions, but it was like a routine pregame. Yeah. And we had a couple. Yeah. But you also there was multiple with other players. I know me and Ship had some. Me and you had some. Are there any that you still do? Are there any things like during the game or game day, before the game, that you do no matter what?
Yeah, I gotta think on this one. There's definitely some stuff.
Like, for example, for me, every day, or not every game, I pee like 6 times, like the hour before the game, like right up until we ran outside, you know, ran out the tunnel, and then maybe that's TMI. Sorry, man, I don't know. Yeah. But and then I would tie my shoes at halftime, right before the game, during, or like right after the national anthem. Like, I would just do all these like little minute things, and I had to eat the same stuff too. Like, what do you have any of that stuff?
No, I do I do a full drip drop, which is a drink. It's a hydration drink, and then I have another one, and I like half of it, and then keep it for halftime and drink it. So it's like 1.5. It's basically two drip drops throughout the game. One is pregame, drink it, and then second one halfway, and then at halftime I come back in and finish it. So that's one of them. I mean, I'm blanking right now, but there's definitely some other things that I do.
That you just do like subconsciously, that you think
all the
like,
time,
no matter what. Yeah. There's a bunch of different stuff. I remember we had. That's the stuff you miss. That's the stuff you, at least with the other teammates, that you miss, that like you don't get back. That's what makes it super fun. So yeah, no, it's definitely good stuff. But besides Indiana and Indiana basketball, you know, after an 8-week summer of just rehabbing your knee and getting back, healthy, what's coming back off an injury mean to you in terms of the just being healthy again and like the perspective that gives you?
Yeah, I've dealt with it a lot. I've already missed the summer before with my groin. I've had definitely some tough blows, my wrist and stuff too. And now this, obviously. It's really challenging, just because you want to be out there with your teammates. And I'm lucky it's now and I'm not missing games, right? But it still sucks to miss time, whenever it is. But I think just in general, just knowing that I have a chance to be fully back to myself, that's very positive, and that makes me happy. And I think just knowing that I'm going to be able to keep pushing through it, and see myself in a couple months and look back like, wow, that really wasn't that bad. That'll be very, very just kind of, I don't know, just eye-opening to me, because I think just it's a long journey, because you're
huge. Yeah,
there's days it's tough. There's days
that it feels like days feel like an eternity.
Yeah,
and the weeks are fast, and
right.
but then you look back and then you look forward and you're like, well, I still have another month or another 2 months, and then it's
But no, it's feeling really good, and I'm 100% believe I'm gonna be back to my normal self, if I just keep doing the right things and stuff like that. So I'm just excited to get back to my normal self, because it makes you realize how blessed we really are to be healthy and to be doing the things we get to do, because it's not easy. There's a lot of injuries in basketball that happen, so you just got to be just aware of that and know that you can't take it for granted and stuff. But
man, you talked about teammates a lot.
Yeah.
And we both, agree that teammates are some of the best, are probably, in my opinion, the best part about, college basketball. And who have been some of your favorite teammates? Who have been some of the kind of like most interesting teammates that you've had? And a teammate you wish you could play with again?
Yeah.
Or a teammate you could take from a different team and play with, like a different Indiana team.
Yeah, okay.
I'm curious.
Yeah, I've had a lot of favorite teammates. Obviously the guys I really talked to a lot that team when we made the tournament, that was a pretty close team. Obviously I'm in contact with you all the time.
Yeah.
One of my best friends, Trace, Race is here, so I see him a lot, which is great. Teammate that I wish I could play with again, I would say Khalil.
That's a good one.
That dude, Trace can be mad at me, but
yeah, you can be mad.
That dude. But I told Trace, I said, I was like, this dude is legit.
Yeah.
And he's showing it,
No, he is.
And he just made it so, like, once we really started clicking, once he kind of brought that out at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And started to really play the way everyone knew and saw he could play. Made the game so easy for me.
Yeah. Why is
little
that?
Pick and roll. Because all I had to do was just throw it up to him. And throw it to the rafters. He's going to get it,
Dude, Trace is going to be so upset.
Hey, the ball's in my hands a lot more this year. So
true. That is true.
But I didn't run as much pick and roll with Trace, but it was fun with Cleo. But I'm trying to think of another team. I think
that's a good one.
I think obviously Yogi would be a really fun guy to play with. He's legit.
Playing with him in the TBT, you could be like, oh,
yeah,
this guy's
he's good. He's just tough.
He's good. He's just a good player.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
I think Cody Zeller would be great too. That dude plays hard. He played hard here.
Dude.
Ran the floor.
You and him would just bash skulls together.
Yeah. He ran the floor.
Just have bloody noses and just Bruises everywhere.
But yeah, those are two guys for sure that I definitely grew up watching and would be cool to play with.
Okay, so outside of basketball, obviously, you do some stuff with music, fishing.
Yep.
What's that looking like this summer, man? Can we expect like a concert or like a
No concert. I'm like a behind the scenes DJ.
just for on your
Like
own
it's-
time,
yeah,
for fun, just to pass time?
I mean, we got my roommate and I in high school got into it. You know him, Doc Dimes.
Yeah,
Shout out Doc. He's still doing it. But
times.
I mean, at Culver, there's not much to do, so it's like we love music,
Yeah.
all types of music, and we just really, honestly, we had this DJ table, and we honestly we got it just because of the lights. So there was
Really?
lights on it, right? And so it just light up our room like a cool color. And we never used it. This was like our sophomore year in high school, so this is early. Like we've been doing this for a while. Yeah, we never used it for anything, just for the lights. And then we're like, okay, like what is this thing really? And it was a turntable, like a DJ. Like
Really? Like the old, like the ones with
an
the
old
circle
one.
on it?
Yeah, but just never used it, and we started using it and messing around with it, and like obviously terrible at first.
Yeah.
But we started kind of doing it every day after class, coming back, just get in the room, DJing,
Just blasting music.
oh my gosh. But yeah, we just kept doing it over and over, and then eventually it kind of like became a hobby.
Yeah.
And I got he got a bigger board. I ended up getting my own board. And just, I mean, just from there, it's just something that I don't know. I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Because I don't play video games.
Me neither.
So when people are playing video games, I mean, I guess that's like my video games.
Yeah.
Getting and mixing music. I love music, house music, all types of music.
Yeah.
I can't DJ rap music yet, because that's, I don't know. I just haven't really practiced it.
Yeah.
But I think I got the house music down to
Yeah,
it.
you got it down.
Down to it.
You got it down.
Yeah.
I've experienced a couple hour-long concerts.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, no, it's good stuff though. But yeah, no.
So that was
who
in
knows?
high school?
Maybe one day when I'm tired of basketball, we're out in Europe or something. I could be
If there's a DJ down, I know who to call.
yeah.
Like our DJ's down.
Yeah.
We need somebody to go.
Somebody say DJ?
We need somebody to DJ for us.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
I know a friend.
put him on the sticks.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. Because I bring it up because you're talented, and I could tell you obviously enjoy it, but you're good at it. And that's what you got me into house music.
Oh yeah.
2 years ago.
I remember SoundCloud.
My brother has he has my account now, and I send him all the playlists.
Oh
and
yeah.
stuff.
They asked me for the playlist. Both your brothers asked me for the playlist.
Yeah, which is classic.
Yeah.
And they still he doesn't have his own account, so he just logs into mine, and I have to log back in. But it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. I'm glad you put me on, because it's a good hobby. Like you said, we don't play video games. We don't play do that stuff, and you have to have something outside of basketball. You go.
And it's
crazy.
kind of refreshing for me too. You know,
Yeah.
like just hearing music, and just the way it kind of like I don't know. It's cool.
You just vibe on it.
Yeah.
He is deaf though, basically, because of it.
That's,
I mean,
that's true. I mean,
because there have been times when we play together where I would be screaming.
switch.
Yes.
What?
This guy, it would be like, I'd be like, dude, I said switch. And you're like, dude, I couldn't hear you. Yeah. And after, I'm not gonna lie, the first time he told me, I'm like, oh, he's just lying. He's just making an excuse. And the second time, I'm like, dude, what is this guy making another excuse for? And then after like the third or fourth time, I remember Ant being like, dude, no, he actually like has problems hearing.
Yeah, no, I mean, like there'll be times where I gotta turn it down a little bit, but
Wait,
I mean, my ears are pretty good.
What ear is it though? Which one is worse than the other? Yeah.
Left one.
That's it, see? Because I remember he's like, yeah, it's his left one that isn't as good. And so I was testing it out here and there, and I'm like, yeah, it's actually true. Because I had to, as a teammate, as a player, like you got to know this stuff about your teammates.
Yeah.
You know, because if you don't, then it you just got to shove.
Right.
Which we've done before.
Exactly.
Just part of the game.
You know, I don't mind that.
No, not at all. No, we've had good battles. Been really close in games and in life, and at the end of the day, it's just about the brotherhood. It's about being bigger than basketball, and continuing the journey on. And so you're on your way, brother. I appreciate it.
Yep.
And that's us signing off. So at the end of every episode, we just give a shake and we just tap.
Good stuff.